Have you ever hung up the phone with someone and just felt drained? Not sad, not angry, just empty. Like someone pulled the plug on your battery. You weren't doing anything exhausting. You were just listening, nodding, being there. And yet, somehow, you're the one who needs a nap. If that sounds familiar, you're about to feel very, very seen, because psychology has a name for the people who do this to you. And once you learn it, you'll start spotting them everywhere. At work, in your family, maybe even in your closest friendships. They're called energy vampires. And today we're breaking down exactly how they operate, why you keep attracting them, and how to stop bleeding energy for people who will never refill your cup. Let's get into it. You know the person I'm talking about. They text you, "Are you free?" And your stomach drops a little. They call, and it's always a crisis. Their boss, their ex, their mom, their landlord. Somehow, the world is constantly happening to them, and you're the designated emotional first responder. You listen, you advise, you reassure, you problem solve. And then, the second you try to bring up something in your life, the conversation mysteriously shifts back to them. Or they go quiet, or they say something like, "Yeah, but at least you have it together." And you hang up feeling guilty for even trying. Here's the part that really messes with your head. They're not always mean. Some of them are charming, funny, generous even. On their terms. That's why you keep going back. That's why you feel crazy for pulling away. But your body knows. Your shoulders tense. Your chest tightens. Your battery drops from 80 to 12 in under an hour. That's not in your head. That's data. So what's actually happening here? Psychologists have studied this pattern for decades, and it has a clinical backbone. The term energy vampire isn't just TikTok slang. It maps onto real documented behaviors tied to what researchers call high conflict personalities, chronic emotional dysregulation, and in some cases, covert narcissistic traits. Here's the mechanism. When someone dumps their unregulated emotions onto you, their panic, their rage, their victimhood, your nervous system doesn't just hear it, it catches it. This is called emotional contagion, and it's been studied extensively by researchers like Elaine Hatfield at the University of Hawaii. Your brain has mirror neurons that literally sync with the emotional state of the person in front of you. Their cortisol spike becomes your cortisol spike. Now imagine doing that for an hour, 2 hours, every week, for years. You're not being dramatic. You're being physiologically hijacked. And here's what makes energy vampires specifically draining. They never complete the emotional loop. A healthy person vents, processes, and moves forward. An energy vampire vents, and vents, and vents. They're not looking for a solution. They're looking for a host. Your empathy isn't being received. It's being consumed. Now here's the uncomfortable truth nobody wants to say out loud. Energy vampires don't target just anyone. They target the kindest, most emotionally attuned, most "I don't want to make it weird" people in the room. Research on interpersonal dynamics consistently shows that highly empathetic individuals, especially those with strong people-pleasing tendencies or childhood roles as the family therapist, are magnets for chronic emotional takers. Why? Because you were trained for this. Somewhere along the way, you learned that your value came from being useful, from being the strong one, from never needing too much. So when someone shows up draining you dry, part of your nervous system reads it as familiar, as home. That's not a flaw. That's a wound. And energy vampires, consciously or not, can smell it from across the room. So what do you actually do? First, stop trying to fix them. Energy vampires don't want solutions. They want access. The moment you stop offering unlimited access, the relationship recalibrates. Or it ends. Both are wins. Second, use the gray rock method. Be polite, be boring. Short answers, no emotional hooks. They feed on your reactivity. So starve the performance. Third, audit how your body feels after the conversation. After every interaction, check in. Tight chest? Heavy shoulders? Weird guilt? That's your nervous system filing a report. Listen to it. And finally, this is the big one. You are allowed to protect your energy without a 12-paragraph explanation. "I can't talk right now" is a complete sentence. You don't owe anyone a PowerPoint on your limits. You're not cold. You're not selfish. You're not broken. You're just finally realizing that your kindness was never the problem. The problem was giving it to people who treated it like an open bar. Did someone come to mind while you were watching this? Don't say their name. Just drop a bat emoji in the comments. I promise, you are not alone in that comment section. If this helped you see something clearly, hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach other people who need to hear it too. Take care of your energy. I'll see you in the next one.